supply and demand, I told you, is where price buys from and sells from. That's what we're really concerned in the daily time frame. So see, if you have a question, if you have a question and you're looking to ask questions, you can do well to answer a question. But we're just going to look at last week's price action. It's quite very funny. Today is Sunday, guys, so we're not doing much in the market, of course. Just give you guys my Sunday routine. You have to revamp yourself for the upcoming week, right? Recently, last week was not a good one for me because I had this trade that was holding from last 2 weeks come back to take me out. So I'm still trying to, find my way or figure my way out with this partial taking, and I've come out with a method of taking out partials. So the way I take partials right now, what I came up with was something like this, right? So when I have a trade position, let's say I have a trade position starting from here, it changes to red. I have a trade position starting from here, right? As price moves up to one, right? Let's say, okay, I have a trade position at this price and I'm longing. This is my target, and this my target has like is a 1 to 3 target, because that's what I target for my trade. So it's a 1 to 3 target. So what I've decided to be doing, and I have a stop of, let's say, -1% here, right? So what I decided to be doing is that once price comes to one, right, I'm gonna be taking out 25% of my position. So once it comes to one, I'll take 25% of my position. Now, what have I done there? I have reduced my risk that I used, my lot size that I used to enter the trade around here. Number one, I've reduced the lot size, right? So that if price, because I don't use break even, because for the kind of way I trade, I don't use break even, because a lot, like 7 out of 10 times my trade come back to my entries. So me using break even is just like, you know, it's just like I know what will happen and I'm still trying to, dodge from the market. So when price comes back to my area, to my entry or anything, I don't get really bothered again. Or even if it comes to stop me out, it's not going to stop me out at my 1% risk anymore. It's going to stop me out at, like, at least at a reduced lot size risk. So I might be losing like points, 0.75% instead of 1%. So that's just how the whole thing is. And when it gets to 2R, when it gets to, I'll take another what 25% of the table. So now at 2R, I have taken out 50%. And now if price eventually comes to take me out here, reverse and takes me out, I will still be leaving the position with around about $500, right? Around $500. So I've made my calculations, I've made my research, and the last position is going to be to the 3R, and to the 3R hits my final take profit. Then I go on with everything. But the only thing I calculated, I used this thing as like, I used it in a 100K account as an example. So if my trade was going to be 1 to 3 and I risk $1,000 on that trade, right? Normally, if I don't touch any of my position or if I don't remove any lot size, I'll close with a $3,000. I'll close with a $3,000 profit, right? 3K profit. Let me just write 3K profit. 3K profit. But once I do this, my whole partial taking out partials, I'm going to be closing with about two. I'm going to come about 2.25%. Now I feel like closing with 2.25% is what, like, it's what this whole floating profits are closing out at break even, because guys, it's really painful. I'm tired of even talking about it. I'm tired of even seeing it every time. Like, I am tired of seeing it every time. So I had to come up with a means of doing this, because I'm a swing trader. So my position might just like roll up 100 pips and the next day reverses and change direction and stuff like that. So this is my approach. I don't know that you get it, but if it makes sense, please, comment down below. This week, what are we expecting on Euro USD? Trump has won, and everybody's gonna be happy. Like, everybody's happy right now because it's a very big win in in the markets, crypto market, futures, and everything, right? So what we're going to be expecting to see on Euro USD, on Euro USD, there are two things. This level that price is currently sitting down on, it's a very strong level of support on the it's a very, very strong level of support on the monthly time frame. You can see 1.0700 region. So if you so price is in a very strong area of support. If you bring this down to this, I'm just wait. Price is in a very strong area of support, right? Around this 1.066 region. If I change this to if I change this to 1.6500 or 6600, you see what I'm talking about. It was a very good region of support, turned resistance, right? Turned support again, and price is back to that area. So on the monthly time frame, that's an area that we should take note of. Now on the weekly time frame, if you want to come with a supply and demand approach on the weekly time frame, price is strictly sitting on a weekly demand area, and this weekly demand area drove price to this high. So it's a very strong region of demand. So what should you be expecting on this? We should be expecting some bulls on this, and these bulls I'm expecting on Euro USD. I'm expecting these bulls to take out all these highs, right? That's what I'm expecting on Euro USD because I have the daily time frame what and I want the time frame of backing me up. So I this was the first region of trade opportunity because last week we wanted to take a long from here and price actually failed, right? Price actually failed from this region, right? Because of the whole election thing and price, retraced back to that area and drove itself all the way down, right? Now on the daily time on the 4 hour time frame, it's quite simple. Price is currently sitting on the daily 4 hour and the 4 hour demand that was created, right? So what we usually do is that wait for a break of structure, and price actually broke structure. Price broke structure. I don't know, my network is really bad. Price broke structure. You can see all this region of you know, lower high price really broke structure and it came back to what demand. We should be expecting some moves to the upside. Price is already sitting on that area. So open up next week of this week candle, we could see some moves to the upside and we have our long opportunity to the upside there. And I'm gonna really practice what I said I was gonna do. At 1 to 1, I take out some position. At 1 to 2, I take out some position. So we're looking at possibly like a 160 pips move on Euro USD because I'm expecting Euro USD to break above this, right? To break above this to keep going up. So back to that. That's what I'm expecting on Euro USD. Now GBP AUD, quite very, very interesting pair because this pair really shocks me. Sometimes when I expect it to, range its own range, when I'm just like done for the market, it just sees it going up. This was the pair that I told you guys that really stopped me because I had a long opportunity here to target just here. I think just a region above high here. Almost hit my take profit and this whole thing just happened and I was really, really pissed about it. So regardless, we're expecting GBP AUD to do something very nice for us next week. We could be expecting GBP AUD to trade into this region of what supply, this region of supply that was filled here, right? This demand that was filled there. You can see how price really moved above and came down still. So we should be expecting I'm expecting GBP GBP to like really trade into this region. Just a small push, then we can see price trading back into this region, then we can decide what we'll do from there. So but the whole idea is GBP trading into this region and we're gonna have our stop just likely start with we want to get started with Darwin X now has monthly 3 months and 1 year. They have monthly 1 year plan and what 3 years plan. So you can choose whatever one you want. The link is down in the description box below. If you want to get 20% off for your first purchase, use the coupon code in my link down to get that off. And also, if you want to get started with any prop firm or you want to get started with prop firm, you can use the link also down in the description box below. Trader to the Edge to get 15% off your first purchase, right? So guys, thank you for the love and support. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. Do enjoy the rest of the day.